part 2 of how I'm able to travel a lot with a normal income. And these are going to be more tangible tips. So number 1, this may be obvious, definitely not something to skip over. That is having some kind of airline credit card. I live in Atlanta, so I obviously have the Delta one. And when I tell you, I put every single expense that I'm able to, besides my mortgage, on my Delta card. And believe it or not, this over time really adds up. I would say on average, I probably earn about 4 flights a year for free, and I do not spend just tons of money. But as a disclaimer with any credit card, I learned this the hard way right out of college too. Always act like you are using it like a debit card. My tip would be to compare your credit card balance always to the balance in your checking account in order to get you in the mindset that that money is already out of your checking account, as it is. We all know how dangerous credit cards can be if you do not think like that. I would recommend whatever region of the country or airline hub that's in your area, sign up for their rewards program and use their credit card. And I'm so sorry if you don't live in the Southeast, because Delta is the GOAT. 2 would be accommodation. How my husband and I like to think of it, because we are definitely more outdoorsy, adventure-based travels. Love a good activity. We always view the place we're staying as just a place to put our head on the pillow. We are hardly ever in our room because we like to make the most of wherever we are, and therefore we do not spend a lot of money on where we stay. I know this can be an unpopular opinion because a lot of people like to stay in luxury places. You do, there's nothing wrong in that. Here's my little hack when it comes to wanting to go to those luxury places but not pay for them, because a lot of times people will send you places that you have to stay or you have to see while you're there because it is just so amazing. It can easily be tempting, but here's what you do if you want to see those places. You want to take a picture there, experience it, but you don't want to stay there. If you need somewhere to go to dinner, make a dinner reservation in their hotel restaurant. Way you get to go to the hotel, see it, take pictures, experience all the nice amenities, but not pay the extra like $500 a night to stay there. My favorite way to see these places without spending all the extra money is to just go get a drink at the bar after dinner. We all know these hotels can have really nice bars. Something that I think that people need to realize is that the restaurants and bars inside the hotel are open to the public. They want you to come. Whether you're staying there or not, you can still have an experience at the hotel. Go take all your cute pictures, walk around the property, experience everything, but then go back to your hotel and save a lot of money. Also, for tip number 3 with accommodations, we all know what Airbnb is and how it works. But my tip would be always check the Airbnb prices, the regular hotel prices in the area, the special hotels that people recommend, and the local bed and breakfast. For whatever reason, depending on the city or the place you're visiting, the prices can be higher in one category versus the other. For instance, you may always think that Airbnb is cheaper than just getting a regular hotel, but many times that is not the case. Y'all have probably heard me talk about how a lot of times we don't even book our places to stay before we go on the vacation, book them the day of. That is because we just love the spontaneity of being able to go and see whatever we want to that day. But even if I'm booking last minute, I will always check something like booking.com, Airbnb. We'll get on Google and type in bed and breakfast in whatever town for that night. Always compare at least 3 different ways of searching them. I promise you'll come across a really good deal. You search at least 3 different options. Even better if you're not last minute like us. Number 4 would be car rentals. I definitely have a few tips when it comes to car rentals. My first one is if you're planning a road trip where you're flying into an airport, always pick up and return the rental car at the same airport. You want to pick up a car at one airport and return it in another location. It adds a lot. In most cases, I've seen it like triples the price. For instance, when we went to Yellowstone in Montana a couple months ago, we flew into Idaho Falls because it was an hour and a half from Yellowstone and Montana. We planned our road trip to go in a circle and end up back in Idaho Falls just because renting the car, we probably saved about $500 just returning it in the same location. And then number 2, there are apps out there. There's one called Turo. Essentially, it's like Airbnb where you are renting someone's car and they are just letting you borrow it, but it can be a lot cheaper than rental car services sometimes. We went to Hawaii last year. That's what we did. It works pretty much the same as a rental car company. We saved a lot of money that way. And then my final tip would be to always check out the surrounding airports before you book a flight somewhere. For instance, if you're going to New York, always look at the Newark airport in New Jersey. It is super close to the city. Look at LaGuardia, JFK. Compare the prices of all the surrounding airports. Then like I just mentioned, when we went to Yellowstone, flew into Idaho Falls, it was significantly cheaper than flying straight into Jackson Hole, which is where we originally looked. So I hope these tips helped. Let me know if you have any questions about any of those or how to actually definitely do them. If you're interested in the Delta card, you can get a lot more bonus miles by using a referral code. So either comment here or DM me if you would like a referral code. I love talking about travel and especially ways to save because I'm really passionate about people being able to see that they can afford to travel even if you're young, in your mid-20s, right out of college. Just being smart about it and using some simple tips that can really get you a lot farther. So if you have any questions, comment below. I would love to answer. And thanks for watching.